So Caitlin Clark had her Nike commercial, and well, she didn't have her Nike commercial. She had one Nike commercial, and then the other one they went out of her way not to talk about her. They did. They went out of their way to not talk about Caitlin Clark with all of this. Like they had a commercial they released where they mentioned Juju Watkins, they mentioned Breanna, they mentioned all the athletes that were on the t-shirt other than Caitlin Clark and Paige Beckers. And whatever about Paige Beckers does not belong in the stratosphere of a Sabrina Ionescu, of an A'ja Wilson, of a Caitlin Clark. She doesn't belong in that conversation. So whatever about Paige Beckers. And even if you want to say Caitlin Clark doesn't belong in the same conversation as A'ja Wilson, I don't agree with you. But Sabrina Ionescu, and if you want to cry championship, Sabrina Ionescu, they won despite Sabrina Ionescu. Like, you're acting like Sabrina Ionescu did not shoot 1 of 19 in Game 5 of the finals. Like, they won. If Sabrina Ionescu was replaced with Erica Wheeler, they would have had a better chance of winning a championship in that Game 5. But, yeah, so if you guys didn't see, basically they put a commercial out, and if you guys did not hear, they released a quote-unquote director's cut. And by the way, this is my favorite thing of all. So let's take a listen to this. Nike actually put this one out after the fact.
You want to know what I'm selling? Rookie of the Year, Caitlin Clark. I know you want a tee.
Okay.
Nike.com.
They re-recorded it. Like, that's not even. I mean that. That's like, listen to it. Apologies, lads. Been a bit iffy since the old illness. But let's take a listen. They voice over it.
Selling? Rookie of the Year, Caitlin Clark.
She's not.
I know you want a tee.
Okay.
She's not even talking. Like, she's silent, and 2, it's a voiceover.
Selling? Rookie of the Year, Caitlin Clark. I know you want a tee.
Okay.
So someone edited that in post-production. They put a voiceover. They made her send him through voicemail with the Caitlin Clark parts to appease us. Like, that's hilarious. That is absolutely hilarious. Like, you might be saying, oh, Adia's going crazy. If you guys have not seen, if you go to any Adia store, I was in New York last week. Hence why I was sick. I get really sick coming off flights. But like, New York, like, I was in New York and every single Adidas shop had Aaliyah Boston all over the front. It had Aaliyah Boston everywhere. And by the way, Aaliyah Boston is not their biggest sports star. Like, the gap between Caitlin Clark and LeBron is smaller than the gap between Aaliyah Boston and Dame. Or Aaliyah Boston and Harden. But still, like, Aaliyah Boston is a player that her shoe company actually is properly advertising. Where those defending Nike. And in fairness to Nike, they did the only thing that might get Caitlin Clark into a bit of social media trouble by putting her stuff all over Chicago. They made sure to put her stuff all over Chicago, which is hilarious. But like, they did the cuff their fans complained the biggest name wasn't mentioned. That in series still brought the shirt. It's better than the Rookie of the Year shirt. Like, I get it. Like, it is better than the Rookie of the Year shirt. I'll give her that. But like, come on. Is it better than this hoodie for half the price? You can get this hoodie for half the price. Is it better? I don't know. You can get this for half the price on the Mick Talks Hoop store. Link in the description. But yeah, it is. It's just so funny. Nike's just fumbling of Caitlin Clark. Like, this wouldn't. By the way, like, I wouldn't be complaining that much about this if it wasn't for the fact that like Nike are out there basically saying that one of the big reasons why they're failing is because of a lack of their signature line. Because of a lack of their signature line, they are failing. Like, LeBrons aren't selling as much. All of these like signature lines are not selling enough. And you've got one signature line that you know for a fact is going to sell a absolute shitload, and you don't have it. I will say, at $110, the A'ja Wilson sneaker is going to sell. This is, like, as much as, even if you don't like the color, this is a beautiful silhouette. Like, I have to say, like, that is an absolutely beautiful silhouette. And if they perform on foot, then you've got, like, You've got a real, like, set shoe seller there. Like, a little bit like the way the Sabrina sold. Like, even if you're not a fan of Sabrina, the Sabrina still sold really well. Just purely because of the silhouette. Like, the Aja Wilson silhouette in black. Like, this is absolutely beautiful. Like, it looks a little bit like the Air Max Deluxe. And it looks a little bit like, no offense, the Aja shoe does look a little bit like the Crocs. I'm sorry to Aja. It looks a little bit like a mixture between the Crocs and the Air Max Deluxe. But I think I like these Crocs shoes. I think they are. The Aja A1s are beautiful shoes. I think they're absolutely beautiful shoes. And, like, I definitely will be considering picking up a pair of them. So Nike are lucky in that way for Aja Wilson that they made an extremely nice shoe. But, like, Aja Wilson, the player, is not going to sell those shoes. Just, like, no offense to Sabrina Ionescu. Sabrina Ionescu, her name is not what's selling the shoes. Those shoes are selling because, well, like, they're Kobe's. They're probably what they would have released as Kobe's if he was still playing nowadays. They look identical to mesh Kobe 5s. So, it's the one thing. But what Nike just keep doing with Caitlin Clark, it just doesn't stop. Like, they're fumbling it so badly. Like I think there is a huge regret. Again, the only positive is they're releasing the Caitlin Clark P's, the Indiana Fever Kobe 5s. They are releasing them, but there's a good chance that they're not releasing them as Caitlin Clark Kobe 5s. They have to do that. And I mean that. Like, they have to release them as the Caitlin Clark Kobe 5s. But you see there, more detailed look at the Nike Kobe 5 Pro Show. Indiana Fever. Caitlin Clark's probably not getting her signature money from this. They're using her to promote a shoe, and she's not getting her signature money. Like, I would say that, you know, the way that Paige Becker's got her name on one of the shoes? Like, Paige Becker's got her name on her shoe. There was the Cosmic Unity Aja Wilson's. And now we've got the Indiana Fever Kobe 5s, which I like the Indiana Fever Kobe 5s. I wouldn't be that high on them. I think they're decent. It says they're called Indiana Fever. They're probably going to have to freaking pay the Indiana Fever, not Caitlin Clark, for that. So, like, if I was her, like, her agent did such a poor job with this Nike deal. And at this stage, you can't even blame Nike. They were tied down for 8 years. They're in no rush. They ever tied down to whatever freaking awful contract they want to go and give. But at the same time, like, it's not ideal. It's not an ideal situation, like, overall. But, yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.